What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, sources and reports are saying that a deal is in the works for four-division world champion Mexican superstar boxer, who is currently the super middleweight unified WBC, WBA, WBO, Ring Magazine world champion superstar boxer Saul Canelo Alvarez to take on undefeated IBF super middleweight world champion superstar boxer Caleb Sweethand Plants. Get this, they're looking now at a date of 9/11. Initially, they were looking at a later date in September. Obviously, Canelo Alvarez, he looks to fight on Mexican Independence Day weekend, which is, normally the second weekend in September. Well, now it's looking like they're looking to do it September 11th in tribute of what took place, the events that took place that day. So it's being reported that the MGM Grand is on board and they're willing to have a tribute for that date. Canelo Alvarez, 56 wins, 1 loss, 2 draws, 38 wins by way of knockout. He's 30 years of age, stands at 5'8" with a 70-inch arm reach. The last time we saw him in the ring was May 8th, 2021 of this year, when he took on and defeated Billy Joe Saunders, who was the undefeated WBO super middleweight 2-division world champion in a unification bout. Canelo Alvarez, he got a stoppage, a knockout victory over Billy Joe Saunders. And Billy Joe Saunders, he suffered some injuries in that fight that could possibly see Billy Joe Saunders call a halt to his career. Okay, so now it looks like they're looking to use that date, as exposure, right? To give tribute, pay respects, but at the same time, it's a major holiday. Okay, so with that said, Caleb Plant, 21 wins, no losses, no draws, 12 wins by way of knockout. Caleb Plant is 28 years of age. He stands at 6'1" with a 74-inch arm reach. The last time we saw him in the ring was January 30th of this year, when he took on and defeated his IBF mandatory challenger and Caleb Truitt. He got a unanimous decision victory. So Caleb Plant is 2 years younger than Canelo Alvarez. He is 4 inches taller than Canelo Alvarez, and he has a 4-inch arm reach advantage over Canelo Alvarez. So he's the younger guy. The difference here is Caleb Plant is a natural slick boxer. Okay, he's a natural slick boxer. He is very fluid with his transition from offense to defense. He has respectable power. Is he a knockout artist? No, but he has respectable power. And he possesses all the tools that give Canelo Alvarez trouble. Okay, Canelo Alvarez, he struggles with slick boxers. He struggles with movement because he doesn't have the quickest feet. So he struggles with that. Now, it was reported that they were targeting September 18th as a date, but now it seems like they're going to use the September 11th date, in tribute. Okay, so with that said, we know that it seemed like they were targeting September 18th date to be able to maneuver around, September 11th. They didn't want to interfere with it. But according to the reports and the sources, now the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, Nevada, is willing to pay tribute to that date. Okay, so it'll be 2 dates. Okay, this year Mexican Independence Day weekend falls on September 16th, so it's in between the 11th and the 18th. It made sense to have the fight, on the 18th because that's closer to the 16th, right? But he fought on May 8th this year. He usually fights on Mexican Independence Day weekend and Cinco de Mayo weekend, which is May 5th. He fought on the 8th, which is 3 days after Cinco de Mayo weekend. And that would make sense, right, that he would fight on the 18th, 2 days after, a Mexican Independence Day weekend. He's proud of his heritage, and, he represents it very well. With that said, this is a tribute. Obviously, Caleb Plant is American, okay, born and raised. So he's a natural American. So this is a way to pay tribute to both, okay? Mexican Independence Day weekend, and for Canelo Alvarez, actually Canelo Alvarez is Mexican American, but for Canelo Alvarez, Mexican Independence Day weekend, and then for Caleb Plant, obviously 9/11. So it brings the two worlds together. It makes for, a huge event. The MGM Grand, they're willing to, according to sources, they're willing to, pay tribute to that date. According to Matchroom CEO and promoter, who's a co-promoter of Canelo Alvarez, Eddie Hearn, he stated that he reached out to the Zone platform, in which that's the platform in which Canelo Alvarez, he showcases his talents on. Well, now he's a free agent, but he still deals with Eddie Hearn. Okay, so he can very easily fight anywhere else right now, but he's still there with Eddie Hearn. So Eddie Hearn's ties to the Zone, they obviously want to, be a part of this event. The Zone, that being, okay. Obviously, Caleb Plant, he fights on Fox PBC, Premier Boxing Champions, with advisor and founder Al Heyman. Okay, so now it looks like it will boil down to Fox to see if they are willing to, do business on that date as well. Are they willing? See, we know Fox is going to pay tribute to that date, but are they willing to, direct some of that attention to a boxing match on a serious date of that matter? That's a historic date. That's a very important date for this country. So are they willing to, pay tribute to that, as well as give attention to a boxing match? Okay, that's one thing. I mean, Fox, obviously they have the resources to be able to do both, but that entire day is dedicated to the events that took place 20 years ago. So on top of it, it's the 20-year anniversary of that date as well. So it's a very important date, and it's a huge opportunity for Caleb Plant and Canelo Alvarez, that this is an undisputed match. Okay, so it's for all the marbles, and this very important because in the super middleweight division, we haven't had an undisputed world champion that hold all four major sanction bodies. And on top of it, we've never had a Mexican fighter with all four major sanction bodies. So Canelo Alvarez will be making history 2 times over on a historic date. Should he be victorious against Caleb Plant, he will be making history 2 times over on a historic date. It will go down in history as monumental, and vice versa. If Caleb Plant, who's going to be the underdog, is able to get the upset victory, because that's what it would be called, upset victory, it's historic as well. First fighter to become undisputed in the super middleweight division, and he'll do so beating what is considered to be the biggest name, the cash cow in the sport of boxing, who only has one loss. That loss coming at the hands of a legend, a Hall of Famer who's retired, and Floyd Money Mayweather. And that's the only blemish on his resume. Now, he does have 2 draws. A draw to Gennady Golovkin, who was the reigning middleweight champion, unified middleweight champion. But then he rectified that with a victory over Gennady Golovkin in the second fight. So, with that said, it would be historic for Caleb Plant to beat Canelo Alvarez at the height of his career, because he's seen and viewed as being in the absolute prime of his career. So, if Caleb Plant is able to beat Canelo Alvarez on that date, 20-year anniversary, it's historic all the way around. Just imagine how Caleb Plant will be viewed. Okay, he's a natural-born American fighter. Okay, and this is a historic date in America. Imagine if he's able to do what most people would think the unthinkable. Now, I personally don't think if Caleb Plant wins the fight, it's that much of an upset. It'll be an upset as far as Vegas, the bet odds would be, but I don't personally think the skill set in the ring is an upset. I think that Caleb Plant has all the tools in the toolbox to be able to defeat Canelo Alvarez. Okay, it's all about mindset. If Caleb Plant could carry out the mindset and the mental part to be able to defeat Canelo Alvarez, what comes along with it? Because again, it's even bigger event. Okay, the fact that now you paying tribute and celebrate 9/11 as well as having this major event. So there's going to be a lot of questions about both going back and forth. Okay, especially for Caleb Plant. So it's historic, but like I said, it's the pressure. If Caleb Plant is able to deal with the pressure and able to deal with what comes along with fighting Canelo Alvarez, I believe that Caleb Plant has all the skills. He has a 4-inch height advantage. He has a 4-inch arm reach advantage. He's quicker. He's slick. He has quick feet. That's the key. He has the quick feet. to nullify what Canelo Alvarez does. We see Billy Joe Saunders was giving Canelo Alvarez problems, but Billy Joe Saunders didn't have enough pop. He's not a natural super middleweight. Didn't have enough pop to keep Canelo Alvarez honest and, to freeze him. And Billy Joe Saunders' defense wasn't as slick as Caleb Plant. So I believe Caleb Plant has all the tools in the toolbox to beat Canelo Alvarez. Carrying that out is a whole nother subject. But it will be a huge event, and it's looking like they're targeting that date to make it happen. So we got to see how everything unfolds. But that's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue. Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV. All one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Raw. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.
Hi, my name is Heather the Heat Hardy, and you're watching Blue Blood Sports TV.